Welcome back. Well, cold call scammers are costing Australians $50 million a year.
Yeah, and they are dubbed the master manipulators. They're get-rich-quick investment fraudsters, and they're managing to extort an average of $20,000 from their victims, and in some cases, entire superannuation funds are being wiped.
The Queensland Crime and Corruption Commission warns the average target victim is male, aged in his 50s or 60s, and considers himself financially savvy. For more on this, we are joined by Consumer Affairs commentator Joe Ucukalo. Joe, hello. Always nice to have you on.
Joe.
So many Aussies falling victim. How come?
Well, but like you mentioned in the intro, these guys are master scammers. So they have built out businesses that'll get your money from you. And the nature of any scam is they find the people that are most likely to say yes. So in this case, they're looking for people looking for investment opportunities and say all the right things, and people fall for it.
So is there a demographic of the type of people that they're targeting?
Yeah, so the investment scams are generally targeting, an older population, and why this is because self-managed super funds have become really popular. In Australia, we're really wealthy and we like to sort of invest our money, so we're used to investing in things, and these guys are just coming in and doing all the wrong things but claiming to be traditional investment.
What's the scam? How do they get people in?
So they'll make any sort of approach. So they will ring you and say, hey, we've got your details from this other type of investment that you've got. We've got something very similar. How about you trial this? Or they'll go, hey, I was looking for somebody else but stumbled on your phone number by accident. Would you like me to tell you a little bit about why I was ringing? So they'll use any sort of strategy to get in the door. And how they work is they approach a lot of people, and a few people will say yes, and they're generally the ones that part with their money.
So is this how they often get their details? Because I often wonder, how do they get phone numbers, dates of birth? How do they even get that information?
So what we all need to be aware is that all of our information is out there in the internet. Even if you don't use the internet yourself, a lot of our providers store our information digitally. And so when accounts get hacked, when systems get hacked, that's how they start extracting the information.
Right.
Or they might try to grab some information from you from following from Facebook. So there's a lot of ways that people look for bits and pieces about us, and then they'll get out our information and make that approach.
What do we need to be on the lookout for?
So what we need to be wary of is the best way to guard is to use your internal sense, and when someone is trying to push an emotional trigger in you, respond. So what you should be doing is checking for an Australian Financial Services licence. You can go to the MoneySmart website, which is www.moneysmart.gov.au. Have a look for any scams that have been reported, and if you have been scammed, you can approach your bank or your financial services provider and see if they can recover any money.
All right, Joe, thank you very much. Terrific.
Pleasure.
Thanks, Joe.